Hi everybody, it's the Soap Man and it's time to make some soap. Today's soap should be a pretty simple one. As the title suggests, I'm going to be fragrancing this with Star Showers from Nurture Soap. And in case you don't know, Nurture Soap changed their name. They're now called Nurture Handmade. It's just kind of a habit to call it Nurture Soap, and most of the products I have still have the Nurture Soap name on them. But anyway, that's what I'm fragrancing it with. I've used these two colors before, but I've never done them with an in the pot swirl. So I'm going to be doing a 2-layer in the pot swirl with a favorite color combination. The bottom layer is going to be Brambleberry's Ultramarine Blue, which is probably my favorite blue. And I'll be doing in the pot swirl with this in the white accent. The top layer is going to be Nurture Soap's Cabin Fever, which is sort of an olive type green. That will also be in the pot swirl with white in it. I am going to texture the 2 layers and put a gold mica line in between using Nurture Soap's Shimmer Gold. And should be pretty simple, and that's pretty much it. So give me a little while to get things mixed up, and I'll be back. Okay, I am ready, so let's get started. So the bottom layer is going to be our Ultramarine Blue in the pot swirl. If you watch me, you know most of the time ultramarines and even titanium dioxide, I can stick blend directly in unless I need a lot of extra time. This instance, it won't work well. This is a repurposed coconut container. It has a concave bottom, and that way it doesn't have a flat surface and there's not a room to get a good vortex. So I have pre-mixed my ultramarine blue in some hot water because that method does not work well with these containers. So let me just give this a quick buzz to make sure it's well blended. And get that beautiful ultramarine blue in there. Give it a swirl and see what it looks like, and it is gorgeous. It's perfect. Now the titanium dioxide white, yes, I will stick blend directly in because I know the fragrance behaves. And this is a small container with a flat bottom, and that creates a really high vortex that really gets that well blended. So I don't generally have to pre-mix titanium dioxide unless I need a lot of time to work. Now let's get our fragrance in. This is a little bit less than what I need, but this is a strong fragrance that really stays strong after the cure, so I'm going to use the rest of it up, just pour it straight from the bottle. And although it behaves really well in cold process, heavy stick blending will cause it to set up, and I want it to set up a little on the fast side. So I'm going to give it a pretty generous blend. Let me just clean the head off so I don't dilute that beautiful blue any. And we'll give this a good blend. As you can see, heavy stick blending, and it's still really fluid. So let's just drop our white in, even it's nice and fluid. That's actually a little more fluid than I like with the pour, so I'm going to let that sit for maybe just a minute, so I'll be right back. Okay, about 1 minute. It's still really thin, but it's starting to warm up. I can feel the container getting warm, so I'm going to go ahead and pour it because I don't want it to get out of hand on me. Just go nice and slow. Oh, yeah, that is going to be fantastic. Look at that. It's too bad I'm not doing smooth layers because that is a perfectly smooth layer. But I really would like to have this one textured. Oh, fantastic. Look at that. Needless to say, that's going to have to sit quite some time before I can texture it, or dare attempt the second layer, so I'll be back. Okay, change of plans. Sometimes you have the perfect design planned and your soap says, change me, and mine is saying, change me. So we're going with a flat layer instead of texture because it's taken for frickin' ever to set up. Even though with this fragrance, when I've used it in the past, a heavy stick blending will cause it to set up just a little bit faster. Not this time. So anyway, it's just taken forever to set up, so I've gone ahead and dusted it with the gold. We're going to have a smooth flat layer. So it's time to put the top on. And it's still just a little bit jiggly around the edges, but this is starting to heat up, and I don't want it to get out of control. So we're going to go ahead and mix it up, and hopefully that will finish firming up in the process. So this is our Cabin Fever, kind of an olive yellowy green. And it's a mica, so it will just easily stir in by hand. And let's mix our TD in. Put our fragrance in and mix it. Pour the last of it in. Once again, a little thin for my liking. I'm going to let it sit for just a minute, and then that'll also make sure that our blue base is set up nice and firm. Alright, about a minute later, it's still pretty fluid, but it's time to pour, so let's get our green on the top. And the base finally set up that it can support it now. Just be patient. Look at those ripples. Oh, that is gorgeous. Now I think an in the pot swirl, just by design and nature, gives a nice top, but I have some of my shimmer gold oil mixture from last week left that I don't want to waste, so we're going to have a nice drizzle on the top. I'm just going to go kind of random. And I'm going to squirt that with some rubbing alcohol so that pretty top does not ash over, and I'll let it sit 5 minutes, squirt it again, wrap it up, and put it to bed, and I'll see y'all tomorrow for the cut. See you in a bit. Alright, it's the next day and I'm back and it's time to cut our soap. The pour went really well. I've gone ahead and split it, as you can tell, but we got a nice top on it. Nice shiny sides, the back looks good. So anyway, let's take a peek because it's dying to fall open. Yep, that looks fantastic. So let's get some bars out of this and see what they look like. That's the end piece, so didn't have quite as much white in the center, but I think some of the inner pieces will. Yep, there we go. That's exactly what I was hoping for. Nice gold on the top. And her mica line shows up nicely. Let's check out the other bar. I imagine it'll look very similar in the pot swirls. Both logs usually look pretty the same, pretty similar. and I'll finish cutting these off camera and get some pictures like always. But I'm super pleased with the way these look. This is an all-time favorite fragrance for the way it smells, the way it performs in cold process, and its really strong scent retention. And I've used this color combination before. I like it. I've just not done it with an in the pot swirl, but I really like it with an in the pot swirl. So that's what I have this week. And like always, thanks for watching, everybody. And you all stay safe, take good care of yourselves, and be blessed. And I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.